Did you know that polar bears are classified as marine mammals? They are uniquely adapted to life on sea ice and hunt seals, which are their primary food source. Polar bears have thick white fur and a layer of fat underneath their skin to insulate them from freezing temperatures. Their fur appears white, but it is actually transparent and reflects visible light to camouflage them against the snow. They are excellent swimmers and can swim for miles without resting. Some polar bears have been recorded swimming over 60 miles in search of food or new ice floes. An adult male polar bear can weigh up to 1,500 pounds and measure over 10 feet tall when standing upright. Females are smaller but still formidable predators. Polar bears can detect seals almost a mile away through their incredible sense of smell. They use this ability to locate breathing holes or seal dens beneath the ice. Did you know that polar bears can overheat despite living in cold environments? They have a thick coat and a layer of fat, but they also have sweat glands to help regulate their body temperature when active. During the summer months, as sea ice melts, polar bears often come ashore. They may stay there for months without food, relying on fat reserves accumulated during the winter. Despite their tough appearance, polar bears are listed as vulnerable by the U. Fish and Wildlife Service. Due to shrinking sea ice caused by climate change, this loss of habitat threatens their survival. Young polar bears, called cubs, are born blind and weigh about 1 pound. Mother bears usually give birth to twins but can have up to 3 cubs in rare cases. Cubs stay with their mothers for about 2.5 years, learning vital survival skills such as hunting and navigating icy terrain. Mother bears fiercely defend their young from threats. Polar bears can overheat and sometimes rest in shaded areas or plunge into cold water to cool off. Their ability to manage body heat is crucial for their survival. The scientific name of the polar bear is Ursus maritimus, which means maritime bear. They are specially adapted to a life largely dependent on the sea and its resources. Polar bears are at the top of the Arctic food chain. They have no natural predators, although they must avoid encounters with humans and other threats impacted by climate change. Did you know that the Arctic region where polar bears live is the smallest and shallowest of the world's 5 major oceans? It is largely covered by sea ice throughout the year. Sea ice decline has significantly impacted polar bear populations. Researchers estimate that some populations could decline by over 30% in the next few decades if current trends continue. Polar bears also have large paws, up to 12 inches across, that help distribute their weight on thin ice and act like snowshoes to aid in walking on snow. They sometimes use their powerful front paws to paddle through icy waters and propel themselves efficiently while swimming or moving across ice floes. Did you know that when polar bears rest or wait for prey, they often lie on their stomachs with their forepaws stretched out? This position conserves body heat during cold conditions. Aurora borealis, the northern lights, are often visible from the polar bear's habitat, creating breathtaking skies that add to the Arctic's mystique and beauty. Historically, polar bears were hunted for their fur, which was highly valued. Today, hunting is regulated to ensure sustainable populations and respect for their endangered status. Climate change has also altered the timing of seal breeding seasons, which affects polar bears' ability to find food and impacts their reproductive success. Polar bears have excellent night vision, aiding them in hunting seals on the ice during the long Arctic nights. They rely heavily on their sight to catch prey. The thick layer of fat in polar bears can be up to 4–5 inches thick, providing buoyancy and insulation in freezing waters and icy environments. Did you know that polar bears can smell a seal from over a mile away, even if it is beneath several feet of compacted snow or ice? Their sense of smell is extraordinary. Some polar bears have been observed using tactics like breaking into seal dens to access hidden prey that their usual hunting methods might miss. Research suggests that polar bears can live up to 25 years in the wild, but many face dangers from climate change, which reduces their hunting grounds and survival prospects. Despite their solitary nature, polar bears sometimes congregate around productive areas, such as seal-breathing holes and areas with abundant ice seals. Polar bears are also good at conserving energy. They often rest for extended periods and only become active when they sense their prey nearby. The impact of melting sea ice has pushed some polar bears to venture closer to human settlements, causing increasing conflicts and safety concerns. Scientists are studying polar bears using satellite collars to better understand their movement patterns and how rapidly their habitats are changing. Polar bears play a crucial role in the Arctic ecosystem. As top predators, They help maintain the balance of species in their environment. Polar bears are a symbol of the Arctic and a reminder of the impact humans have on climate and wildlife. Their plight has sparked global conservation efforts. Some organizations are working to protect polar bear habitats by establishing protected areas and advocating for policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. In winter, polar bears often hunt by waiting patiently near seal-breathing holes, using their keen eyesight and sense of smell to detect prey beneath the ice. Their large paws also help them distribute their weight evenly, preventing them from breaking through the thin ice while walking or hunting. Did you know that polar bears are sometimes called ice bears because of their habitat and reliance on sea ice for survival? They are truly ice architects of the Arctic. Polar bears can impact their environment by their activities, such as breaking through ice to access seals or creating tracks that influence ice melt patterns. The survival of polar bears is intricately linked to the health of the Arctic sea ice. Protecting their habitat is essential for their future. Climate change continues to threaten polar bears, forcing them to travel further and expend more energy hunting, which affects their overall health and reproduction. Efforts to combat climate change are crucial to preserving the Arctic ecosystem and the species that depend on it, including the magnificent polar bear.